Talk Radio 920 WHJJ. I'm Helen Glover, along with the former superintendent of the Rhode Island State Police, and now running as a Republican against David Cicilline in the 1st Congressional District, Colonel Brendan Doherty. Colonel Doherty, welcome back to the Helen Glover Show.
Good morning, Helen. How are you?
I'm good. I see you've got some Democrats now backing you, and you've brought in none other than the former mayor of Boston and former ambassador to the Vatican, Ray Flynn.
Yeah, Ray's he's a great friend, and look forward to his support. He'll be coming in Thursday for an event in Providence.
How long?
Many other Democrats that are friends of mine. You know, early on, I realized that you need to bring people together, and to win a race, you need Democrats, Republicans, Independents, and it's gone very, very well. I've got a lot of support out there.
How long have you known the former mayor of Boston, Ray Flynn?
I think, 15 years, about 15 years.
And it goes back to what? Just how did you two become friends? Were you?
Well, my brother became friendly with the ambassador, and then we would meet and have dinner. And I really enjoyed talking about sports with him. And he'd talk about Ireland. He's big. He's big on Irish history and Boston history and politics, and just a fascinating guy to talk to, and a real good guy.
And so he's going to come down and help you kick off the official launch of Democrats for Doherty. It happens at Patrick's Pub
Right.
Thursday night.
Right, about at 6 o'clock. Yeah, Ray will be coming down.
Yeah, you're all over the place. You were at Aiden's last night. I know you're in Newport tomorrow night. So you're out there raising money, which got you that coveted designation as a young gun with the National Republican Party. They're looking at you and your ability to raise money and your ability to bring in some Democrats to support you. And it looks like maybe after Labor Day, you could count on some national support. And, of course, we're talking about national money in way of support.
Yes, I'm very proud of that. We made it to the young gun status. Just for your listeners, they put that together. The National Republican Congressional Committee put that together, where there's 3 levels. It's on the radar, which we made back in, I think, last June, and then contender status, and then the young gun. So I think there's only about 20 to 25 candidates in the country who have made it to that level, so I'm proud of that. And again, as you mentioned, that was by our abilities in raising money and basically being postured and positioned for victory. And I believe we're doing very well, and I believe we're heading in that direction.
Now, on the local level, you've also got some Democrats lining up behind you. But as the as the Democrat Party chair in the state here, Ed Pacheco, says, well, we don't like Democrats supporting Republicans ever, but this is no big deal. Nothing to be seen here. These are all former mayors that are supporting Brendan Doherty. It's not really news.
Well, they're well-respected people in the community, and I think that the message is that people are just sick of the same old political rhetoric and sick of the Democratic playbook from my opponent and his friend, former Speaker Pelosi. So, it's time we have change, and we need to vote for the person rather than the party. And I think that's those people that I've been friends with for many, many years. They've stepped up, and they're sending a message. So, I'm really proud of what we've done. I like you mentioned, I was in Bristol last night. I was talking to the Republican town chair there. Who's a great guy, Tom Carroll, and we were just talking about strategy throughout the next 5 months, and a lot of support out there. And the Republican Party is behind me. Many Democrats are behind me. Many independents are behind me. So I'm proud of that, because I think people know that I'm someone who can sit down at the table and come up with common sense solutions to problems. And we have a lot of problems facing us now. We need to bring jobs to Rhode Island. We need to bring jobs back to America. We need to cut down on this debt, $15.6 trillion debt. If we don't respond to this now, immediately, and cut back on our debt, we'll be turning that over to our children and our grandchildren.
Well, look at that report that just came out yesterday, that Americans' wealth dropped 40%. We're now down to the level of wealth that we had in 1992.
Well, sure, and a lot of that is in their property value. So we need to get people back to work. And I don't understand why some of these projects nationwide have been rejected, like the Keystone Pipeline. That was 1,700 miles of U.S. workers laying that pipeline down. I just don't understand it. We need tax reform. We need regulatory reform. We need health care reform. We need an energy policy. And, something that I talk a lot about is identifying fraud and abuse in government. That's something that I'll shine a light on because it sickens me to see how much money we waste in the federal government when cities and towns are hurting, Americans are hurting, and we have people in the federal government planning parties and like the GSA party. And
oh, yeah, well, that was a good one. I never tire of that picture of that guy sitting in the bathtub with the 2 glasses of champagne and his hairy chest showing.
You have to
I
laugh
love
or
that.
you cry because that's wasted government money, and we have people that are having trouble paying their taxes and having trouble putting food on the table and raising a family, and then we have others that just don't get it. So when I get to Congress, that's something I'm going to be a strong voice.
Well, the private sector's doing fine, though. The president told us
exactly.
private sector's
doing. That's a great comment, wasn't it?
Yeah, the private sector's doing fine. Oh, I mean, no, the private sector's not doing fine.
The businesses I talk to, the people who run these businesses, they're working so hard to keep. Some of them they're just staying afloat. Others are doing better depending on the product they're selling. But they all say one thing: they need consistency and more confidence to hire more people and get them on the payroll and get them off the unemployment rolls. So there's a lot of intransigent issues out there. A lot of issues facing us in 2013 that are vital. This is such an important time in our nation's history, and people need to do the right thing this November.
We're talking with Colonel Brendan Doherty, who's challenging Congressman Cicilline in the 1st Congressional District. And, of course, we're still waiting to see. There's a primary there, I guess. I hear all kinds of rumblings that one or the other, either Cicilline or Gemma dropping out of that. But you're assuming that one of them is going to be your opponent after the primary, and you're ready to go forward to challenge them, whoever it is, Gemma or Cicilline, to a series of debates. Are there anything lined up so far?
Nothing lined up.
Okay.
We'll wait until after the primary. So we're just moving forward with our campaign. I meet with my campaign manager, Ian Pryor, every day. We have strategy meetings and conference calls with the RNCC. I'm excited about this. I'm a big believer in retail politics, and I believe the early bird catches the worm. I'm out every morning early, and I don't get until late at night, and I just enjoy. Last night after I left my event in Bristol, we went to East Providence and stopped by a sandwich shop in East Providence, and a couple of people on my team, and it was just great to see that these are people that I've never met before that came over to the table and wanted to say hello and excited about the campaign, and I'll be doing that in Woonsocket today and all over Rhode Island. So it's good stuff, Helen. I'm excited about it. Our team is, and I think Rhode Island needs a change, and I offer that.
Well, I love the not only the Democrats for Doherty. I like that. Headed up Joanne Giannini is the chairwoman of Democrats for Doherty, and she says she likes your integrity and work ethic.
She stood up for she wasn't part of the good old boy network, and she stood up, and I supported her in some of her bills, including when there was so much pushback on her in the prostitution bill. She did the right thing on that. It was sending a bad message to the young kids out there that prostitution was legal. And there are so many other bills she was involved in, too. She's a strong woman and a good woman, and I'm proud to have her helping us out.
Well, in this state, you can't get elected without Democrats, and you've already lined up the Democrats for Doherty. It kicks off, as we said, Patrick's Pub Thursday night with the former Democrat Boston Mayor Ray Flynn. He was also ambassador to the Vatican, and he's going to be there. And the Democrats say, no big deal, no news here.
Rhode Islanders also remember him as the most valuable player of the 1963 NIT, which was the biggest tournament in the country back then. Ray Flynn was a great basketball star.
Yeah, played for PC, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Brendan Doherty, who hopes to be the new congressman from the 1st District. Always great to catch up with you, Colonel Doherty. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me on.